The little decorative rubber ducks, right? You're gonna have the Stay Puft. So we get like a better shot at Creature.
I've been doing this forever. It's no big deal.
It's time to go over all the different announcements for the Dark Universe land. You're looking at $70 for these Minion Crocs. Okay guys, we're back at Universal Studios Florida. It is time for another Halloween Horror Nights 2024 update. They've released all the information for Dark Universe for the new Universal Monsters land. Universal Studios Hollywood just released a bunch of information about one of their houses. There's also a big controversy happening around HHN Hollywood this year, so it's time to talk about the HHN shirt of the day. We're gonna go back to HHN 1996, Journey into Fear. We have the wonderful shirt, right? And on the back, I survived Halloween Horror Nights. And then the hat, Journey into Fear, with those creepy eyes. And then Halloween Horror Nights. On that note, those are all the commercials.
This Halloween, stick this in your trick-or-treat bag. 4 nights of the wildest Halloween party of the year, with all new Halloween episodes of your favorite Fox shows. The Doritos Fox Halloween Horror Nights from Universal Studios Florida begin Monday, October 28th. Look for these displays wherever you buy Doritos.
Okay, welcome back. So first stop of the day, we're gonna go to the Epic Universe Preview Center, Dark Universe stuff, go over that, and then we'll head into Universal Studios and then go over all the HHN stuff. So on that note, let's go. We're here. Let's go see what the new Augmented Reality Edition is. I really thought they would have dropped some new merch, just the same merch that we saw a couple weeks ago. Now we're booting it up. See what we got. Coming soon. What? You gotta be kidding me. So we got the Dark Universe portal over here. We got a lot of info to go over. So. Okay, it's time to go over all the different announcements for the Dark Universe land. So first off, introducing Dark Universe at Universal Epic Universe. The legendary Universal classic monsters come to life like never before at Dark Universe. All right, so first off, let's talk about the main ride. Face the rage of Monsters Unchained, the Frankenstein Experiment. In Monsters Unchained, the Frankenstein Experiment, Dr. Victoria Frankenstein puts you in the middle of an angry revolt of fiendish monsters. Try to escape Dr. Victoria Frankenstein's latest experiment. So in Monsters Unchained, Dr. Victoria Frankenstein continues the work of her ancestors deep below the family's estate. A demonstration of her experiments to control monsters goes awry when Dracula leads a revolt of enraged monsters, including the Wolfman, the Mummy, the Creature from the Black Lagoon, and more. All right, so we get a little shot of how the castle looks. At the end of the village stands the towering manor where Dr. Victoria Frankenstein continues the misguided work of her ancestors. I don't know how I feel about the monsters yet. I kind of want to see them in person, but it does look like they're CGI designed for the ride, but it'll also have animatronics. So we get like a better shot at Creature, right? But one of the really cool things, a gripping spectacle of heat and harmony. The Phantom of the Opera's organ within the Monsters Unchained, the Frankenstein Experiment, features 14 individual flame points that shoot vertical flames over 3 feet in the air and dance in synchrony with the organ music. So we get a little better shot of how the Phantom is gonna look. So the other attraction is gonna be Escape the Claws of the Curse of the Werewolf. Beware as you face the Curse of the Werewolf, which sends you you spinning and speeding through deep woods that werewolves call home. We have a little show element right here. Beware of the full moon. Now, the werewolf does kind of give me major Everest Disco Yeti vibes. And then they're going to be continuing the monster makeover. Become a monster. At Darkmoor Monster Makeup Experience, skilled artists use their talent to transform their customers into werewolves, vampires, mummies, and more. This is awesome. Now, they did a little test trial of this at Universal Studios a couple months ago. And then there's also going to be meet and greets, right? So you're going to be able to meet the monsters in the streets of Darkmoor Village. Meet some of the Darkmoor Village's unique residents, including Frankenstein's monster and bride, Igor, the Invisible Man, and more. And then there's going to be a restaurant. Sink your fangs into a meal at Das Steakhouse. Das Steakhouse is a mysterious restaurant where you can enjoy a hearty meal while surrounded by vampire artwork and artifacts. And then you're also going to be able to dine at the Darkmoor Village's hottest eatery, capture the tasty bite at the Burning Blade Tavern, where Darkmoor Village's monster hunters catch and display their monstrous trophies. Now you can see kind of in the back the different trophy heads on the wall. And then when it comes to the windmill, then there's a fun fact. The windmill at the top of the Burning Blade Tavern erupts into flame several times an hour. 2 types of fuel are used in different ratios, allowing for easy visibility for guests during both day and night. I cannot wait to see how this land looks at night. And then there's some more concept art with descriptions from the deserted cemetery of the blackened stone walls of the village. It's a forbidding world where myth and grim reality meet. Visit the remote village Darkmoor, plagued for centuries by legendary monsters and mad scientists twisting the laws of nature. From the menacing streets of Darkmoor Village to the catacombs beneath Frankenstein's manor, a new generation of monsters welcomes and unwary visitors to their domain. Stroll the crumbling streets of Darkmoor Village, and you'll meet a variety of unusual inhabitants, along with some of the village's talented musicians. So that's just a little bit of all the stuff that they were talking about, but I cannot wait to experience this land and see it during the daytime and nighttime. This is where I'm running first when Epic Universe opens. I cannot wait. This looks truly incredible. Okay, so on that note, let's go to Universal Studios now. We got the Universal Archway, and then we have a new medallion promoting Despicable Me 4 in theaters July 3rd. We got new merch, $25. You got the little, you know what we said, how this minion looked. I did go to the mall yesterday, and I went hunting for some of the other Despicable Me merch. We've now entered the Croc store. Here's the Minions merch. One is gonna have one eye, and then the other side is gonna have a set of eyes. You got the little Gru logo right there. On the back it says Minions. You're looking at $70 for these Minion Crocs. It had a little advertisement for Despicable Me 4. If you don't want to commit to the Minions Crocs, you can pick up some of the little Minions, little decorative elements. Kipling has a new Minions collection. What in the world? Alright, so we have a smaller little backpack, nice and lightweight, a larger backpack. And we have a little mini banana purse, it's nice and fuzzy. Then you have a mini little side body bag. Again, the little monkey on the side with the minion. We have like, it almost looks like a lunchbox. Got this adorable little keychain. Then we have a mini little purse. It looks more like a little Muppet though, with the fur. Now, if you want to go a little more low key, a little purse. Bellow banana, the larger bag right there. And here's kind of a side little bag. Running, they're tripping. And here's like a smaller little backpack. Banana, it's got a little mustache. Wonderful design on the keychain. And here's just like a smaller little travel bag. Despicable Me, Rise of the Gimp Suit Minion. So this is kind of cool. They do have a light, and the light does shine, a little laser. But again, who approved this look? Of these little minions. So they have a little photo up here. These are always temporary, so probably for the next 2 weeks they'll have this photo up and then it'll disappear forever. And then a big change is, so for the anniversary pins, when you work for the theme parks at Disney, Universal, you get a different pin, right? For 1 year, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. So they changed the pin. It used to be Woody Woodpecker, right? The original mascot of Universal Studios. It has now been changed to a minion. So when you hit 1 year at Universal Studios, they will give you a minion pin. But we also have a bunch of information about the parade that's upcoming. It's having some issues. A bunch of the floats apparently aren't done yet. They're still casting for people for the parade. So the parade's gonna be awesome. The floats are cool. They're trying to get things together. They got this though. Hopefully all the floats will be there on opening day for July 3rd. Back in San Francisco, nothing new with these. All right, so last video is kind of telling you the rumors for the Coconut Club this year were going to be based on kind of HHN scare zone. So the 2 rumors that are happening right now for the Coconut Club is you're either going to have a major suites overlay or Vamp 85. Those are the 2 rumors right now for the Coconut Club. Nothing new over here. They haven't added anything yet. So we have a returning house kind of sequel based on Haunted House coming to HHN Hollywood. Okay, so the first original house for HHN Hollywood is going to be a Haunted House announcement. Dead Exposure Death Valley, a Secret Labs attempt to create a super soldier takes a turn for the worse, creating radioactive zombies who escape just as you arrive. Now, if you remember from HHN Orlando, we've had dead exposure houses before, right? We had the original dead exposure house, right? Connecting back to Legendary Truth and Bloody Mary and all that stuff. And then we had dead exposure Patient Zero a couple years ago. Will this connect with the story? Murdy has a little more information. We'll talk about that in a second.
Okay, now we will be talking a little more in depth about what Murdy said with all this stuff. There's also a bunch of controversy about the artwork, but let's go up to DreamWorks real quick and get something to eat.
All right, we've made it to the new DreamWorks restaurant. This was Kids Zone Pizza. It's now some sort of DreamWorks restaurant. I'm sure we'll get a sign right there. It's be located right outside the land. I know they have pizza. Here's a look at how everything looks. So one of the dishes is just a bowl of strawberries.
So pizza has returned here. It looks a lot better than Kids Zone Pizza. We got the Ogre-roni, pepperoni, fresh mozzarella, basil, pizza sauce on a fluffy and crispy dough.
Okay.
Just finished the pizza. You ever like been staying at a hotel and like, what do we get for dinner tonight? Like, let's get pizza. And you just order up some random pizza from like a place right down the street. This is how this tastes. It has some like undertones of like Domino's pizza a little bit. I'm gonna do a 6.5. It's decent, it's different, a little messy. If you want a good pizza, just go to Red Oven, City Walk. I think it's the best pizza. But then I tried to get the Boss Baby beignets, but they were sold out. So I got the Can't Stop the Donut, frosted donut with sprinkles with a whipped topping. So it's supposed to look like a little rainbow. The donut is definitely made by the same company that makes the big pink donuts, and they make little smaller versions. It just tastes like a standard universal donut. I'm gonna do like 7 out of 10.
Now we gotta pop back into the tribute store. We gotta go over another Easter egg for you guys. It's all gonna connect with what happened to Bill and Ted's phone, right? It's missing. Something's going wrong with time travel. So we're gonna go over here, right? It's all gonna connect with our boy Gerg over here. They kind of made like a, inside the arcade, they actually have, you know, arcade unit of this, but this is the same artwork. So pretty much you have the time twig right here. So you have Gerg. So Gerg works for Gerg, right? It's kind of like the TVA, kind of like Men in Black, right? So they're trying to stop like time goes and kind of time variance. So it looks like Gerg has gone to an alternate reality, right? And he's helping little Earl kind of save all the coffee. That's how this all connects. We got Bill and Ted. They're always messing with time. So Gerg is here to kind of stop them. They keep messing around with time. So my theory is we got the phone missing, they can't go anywhere. I think Agent Gerg over here took it out, so they can't go anywhere and mess with more timelines. Let's go in, and then we'll talk about more of the time ghosts. We gotta come over here. So we got the little dog, so it's Gerg and the time ghost again. It's time again. The time ghosts are, you know, kind of always messing with time, and they're screwing with you. So if you look closely, this kind of connects with the story about time travel in the store. So there's a clock in here that keeps changing. So what we're looking for is the clock. Now, as you know, this is not the correct time, 35, and this says 5:23. The time ghosts are definitely here. They're messing with stuff, so Gerg is also here. If you're ever wondering why this is not the correct time ghost messing with stuff. That's how it connects with the VHS tape. That's how it connects with the phone booth. And we got a long sleeve sweatshirt, $55. Kind of like a black and white design. We have a couple more pairs of the socks of the Mr. Tape, $45. I got a new long sleeve shirt right here. We got the DeLorean. It says Back to the Future. So on the front, it'll say 1.21 gigawatts, 88 miles per hour. And then on the back, it'll have the DeLorean. So we're slowly getting better merch. $35. We have a Universe short sleeve shirt. It'll say the Extraterrestrial on the side. And you have ET right there getting the kiss. And it'll say ET over here, and then 1982. And the front of the shirt say 1982 ET, and then some sort of graffiti down there. Oh my gosh, we did get the rubber ducks. Okay, these were announced a couple months ago. I didn't know if we were gonna get them or not. So you got the little decorative rubber ducks, right? You're gonna have the Stay Puft. This one is huge. Look at them. It almost looks like a little worm. They now have a little rubber duck of Egon. Then they got one of Ray. Look at the whole collection now. All these are rubber ducks. Then you have a rubber duck of Peter, and then they have one of Winston. Nothing new with the merch. So on that note, let's go over just stuff that Murdy was talking about.
Time to talk about a bunch of Murdy tweets, but first off, he says, okay, brief break from meetings. They go till about 11 p.m. my time every night. We actually interviewed Murdy at Midsummer, and we asked about kind of, you know, what it's like to work in Ireland.
So with 2020 happening and you living in Ireland, has it become easier to like tele-Zoom each other since that's kind of a norm now?
I've lived there 6 years. I've been doing this for a long time. I was doing work, you know, doing the Zoom thing and working from home before everybody else was during the pandemic. So by the time the pandemic rolled around, I was like, I've been doing this forever. It's no big deal. I do a lot of late night meetings, basically. I have meetings till almost midnight most nights.
Okay, so back to that tweet. Murdy says, if you have some questions about today's announcements, fire away. Let's start with the basics. This is a original house inspired by Universal Orlando's Dead Exposure series. Be located inside the Mummy Queue. Then he goes on to say, aside from the obvious connection to Orlando's HHN houses, this house is trying to tap into existential fears of our times, as the genre of horror has always done. Namely, all the online theories, secret military labs, and speculation on what takes place inside. I did a lot of research on real facilities. The setting in Death Valley is fictional. I figured if you're gonna build a secret facility in order to conduct top secret experiments, build it in one of the most inhospitable places on Earth. He then goes on to talk about the house by saying, as for radiation contamination, that's kind of drawn from real life experience. I was an exchange student in Europe in college in 1986 and was actually in the Soviet Union during the Cold War. Shortly after the Chernobyl incident, crazy but true. As for the facade, big opening isn't the entrance to the house. Something has crashed through the front of it. What you'll view from outside and inside the house, it will continue to evolve in the coming weeks as details get added. So there's some tasty tidbits for you. Five Fires actually got a good construction picture of the front of the facade. So then John started to answer a bunch of questions from a lot of you guys, right? Besides from this being set in Death Valley, how will this differ from others? He said, it's an original story with some similar elements, but mostly new. And then Hotline asked, during your research, did you come across any secret facility theories that were particularly amusing? He said Area 51 is pretty amusing, so will we have aliens in the house as well? And then Brandon asked, what kind of music / audio can we expect during this walkthrough? He said, I researched a lot of different alarms, sound effects, and of course, Geiger counter clicks. And then Anthony asked, not about the house, but will we ever be getting a toxic tunnel back? Originally, we thought the teases that they were putting out was for the toxic tunnel to return, but then they posted this photo the day before the announcement of this like zombie with his brain out. So John responds to the toxic tunnel question with, they give me the tunnel in the backlot area we have used, I'll toxify it. So it doesn't sound like toxic tunnel is coming back this year. And then Unbroken Rebel said, will this house have a pre-show? And then John said, it has a performer outside, but won't be talking. So I'm guessing it'll probably be a zombie or something outside. And then the next question is, will there be a section where there will be a nuke explosion? And John responds with, only in the key art. It looks cool in the poster, but it's not about nuclear weapons. We'll be talking about the key art in a second. That's where all the controversy is from, but you know what, let's go back to Universal Studios real quick.
We just got the City Walk. Love this design. Turn up the sound of the summer Universal live music. So June 28th, they're gonna have a 80s night featuring Rock On. Then on the 29th, it's gonna be 90s night. July 6th is Y2K night. Then they're gonna have a country music night, a Broadway night, and then a Motown night. Set times will be 8 p.m., 9 p.m., and 10 p.m. at the waterfront stage. So that'll be located right over there. They're working on stuff right now, but the stage will be right here. So when you're coming to City Walk, you'll have a free concert happening right over there.
Okay, we're heading back to the preview center. Apparently the app has updated, so now there's stuff to actually look at. But in Universal Studios Japan, if you're a fan of Chainsaw Man, he's coming. I don't know if he's coming for HHN, but he's coming to the park, and you get the zombies and the concept art, so I feel like he might be coming for a house or a scare zone in Universal Studios Japan.
Back in the preview center we go. Okay, here we go. It's back. Does it pop up now? Oh, look at that. Oh, there's the ride vehicle. Thank you for visiting Universal Orlando Resort. All right, let's go head back to the office and talk about all the drama and the controversy about the HHN Hollywood artwork.
Okay guys, we're back in the office. Before we talk about the Halloween Horror Nights Hollywood controversy, I want to talk about some positive stuff for Universal Studios Hollywood. I'm going to be running from June 22nd until April 11th. They're going to be having the Studio Tour Celebration Expands. The Studio Tour 60th Anniversary expands with all new photo ops at Universal's Plaza, including the iconic time machine from the Back to the Future films. Get a close-up look at the time machine after seeing it in the backlot and pose for photos with other memorable moments from the park's history. And then also returning as Woody Woodpecker. So get your camera ready for a classic meet and greet with some timeless Universal Studio Hollywood friends. Snap a selfie with Woody and Winnie Woodpecker for a limited time at Universal Plaza during the Studio Tour 60th anniversary. Now I will be out there next month to go cover all this stuff for you guys. Okay, so all the drama is about the new dead exposure kind of artwork that was released for HHN Hollywood. So the drama started here. So on Twitter, someone said, does someone want to confirm that AI was not used to make this image? At least in some form. The teeth, fingernails, hands behind the arm, they do look AI generated. So it looks like the actual concept art was AI created. So it says AI art through Adobe with more hastily pasted on AI art. Should we expect more from Universal? So you can see here, someone actually ran the image and it came back as 96% artificial. And then here we can see it, right? AI generated scary zombie. So then they at John Murdy and say, hey, John Murdy, any comment on AI use here? And then Peter responds with, of course John Murdy isn't gonna respond. And then John Murdy responds with, no, I'm not a marketing person, so I have no idea. And then Peter responds with, doesn't a lot of the house-specific marketing images come from concept art your team puts together for the event? And then John responds with, the images you saw in the tease were some of our character designs for the house. And then Peter responds with, so wait, you're saying that your team used AI to create aspects of the maze this year? Just trying to get this clarified. Then John responds with, no, all character designs are created by our illustrators who've been with us since the beginning. So then someone responds with this, think he's referring to these unless you're saying this is AI, which I don't know. And then Peter responds with, okay, that's why I want clarification. So he's saying the other images didn't come from his team and he's throwing the Universal marketing people under the bus. Obviously, this little image, partially AI generated, I'm not a fan of because instead of paying artists the proper hours to create a unique image, someone is using AI. And this is a very slippery slope. If they just start with one little image, next thing you know, everything is AI generated and artists no longer have a job. So not a fan of the AI art. So let me know down in the comments, what are your thoughts about the use of AI in theme parks and artwork? How do you feel about it? And then also let me know, what are your thoughts about the reveals that happened for Dark Universe? We finally know what Creature from the Black Lagoon looks like, and then also the Phantom of the Opera. So we still don't know what the Invisible Man or the Mummy looks like right now, but we kind of know how most of the Universal monsters now look. So guys, on that note, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button. If you have not already, hit the subscribe button. Join the family.
We love the family!
Because I'm going to keep you up to date on all things Halloween Horror Nights and Universal Studios around the country. I love you all, and I'll see y'all very soon.
It looks a lot better than Kids Zone Pizza.
Look, Woody Woodpecker has a star. Don't have a star here.